Hey, it says it's showtime.
I know.
It says showtime!
Showtime!
Welcome back, everybody. It's Tuesday night. You know what that means. You're hanging out here with the Muskrat.
Showtime! Oh. What was that?
I had my other monitor up on. If you guys didn't see the chat, we were having a hard time getting the link to get pinned to the top of the chat. So you see the link like 6 times because Jeremy and I we're just on a blunderbuss coming in.
We're rookies. I tell you, you swear we've never done this before. We're trying to figure this out, and it's just it's I don't know. I don't even know. It'll be all right though.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. But yeah, so just real quick, we had some ideas and we have a list of things that we could throw into a show at any given time. But be honest with you, we just kind of decided let's just kind of do an open chat. We haven't really just kind of caught up and sat down and opened up the link for anybody that might want to hop up on screen and either just hang out and talk with us or ask questions or whatever. And so we thought tonight we'd take an opportunity to do that. And we got some things to talk about. A couple of local events going on, some online events that happened over the weekend, and upcoming events as well. So, but before we get too far, we're going to stop for a second and say hello. I see Mike Sampson, first one in the house tonight, followed by Chrissy Brown. Cold Creek Billy, what's going on? And the queen herself, Miss Pam, feeling catty. There she is.
We are not worthy.
Kicking butt up at Sandusky Bay. Pam and her all female and youth. She took second place in the tournament. I know they were calling for 150 boats. I don't know what the actual attendance ended up being, but 100 plus boats. She took big fish. She took second place, and they took first place in youth. So Holy cow! Way to go, guys!
That is impressive.
I read her posts about sticking to her plan. She had a plan, and she stuck to her guns and did what she felt her gut told her to do. And hey, that's why the gut's in front. That's why you're supposed to follow it.
Did you just make that up?
I don't know.
Did you just make that up? That is genius. I love it. I like that.
There we go. So we got Chrissy Brown, channel member. Thanks for supporting us over at Muskrat Adventures. We appreciate you. Dale Hayslip, Lance McCoo guy. There's Fishing with Big Mike. There's Daryl, Trophy Seekers Outdoors. We've got the gathering already set for, I believe, the April 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, right about those dates. I've already got it in the back of my head. So I'm sure when we get closer to that, we'll start dialing in.
Yep.
Hey, there's Sean, Catfish Heroes. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, Sean?
We also got Tom, LG Bass. What's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Donald Knight Sr., what's going on, buddy? Thanks for being here. Robin C., hello. Greg Burgess. Let's see who we got else. Who else we got? We got a Facebook user giving us the woot woot. So thanks for whoever you are. Robin C., another channel member. Thank you for supporting us over here. Feeling it. Feeling Caddy says 44. I don't know if that's how many boats was in it or if that's, I don't know what that number came from. I don't know. See, Butterflies and Sunshine. What's going on? Thank you. Fishing Freedom. I just checked out. I was watching the video when I got the notification that Jeremy just popped up. His fishing rig.
Yeah.
I love the 3-way. Anytime I'm throwing in the cover brush, especially flathead fishing, rocks, I'm throwing a 3-way rig, just like what he was showing there, and that's my go-to. So good video. 17th, 18th, 19th. I knew I was close. Right there it is for you. We also got War Pig, Bill Hopper's in the house, along with I'm sure his wife isn't too far behind. His wife's name just skipped my mind just that fast. Pam's partner, that's Sandra then. Sandra.
Okay. Awesome.
Congratulations, man. You guys kick butt.
Absolutely.
All female team. Hey, I tell you what, I don't think anybody's more proud of their gear and their rig than Pam is. She's decking that thing out and she's trimming it out in pink and just, it's her when she's coming.
Even the truck has matching pink trim. I don't know if you ever caught on to that, but even the truck.
I seen it. I seen it. They rolled into the Sandusky, the veterans event a couple weekends ago, and they were jamming, rocking out, coming flying down the highway.
Even drives the proper brand of truck. That personally, I find that's what's most impressive. That's just me, but even the right kind of truck, love it.
We got Carolina Real Screamers in the house. What's going on? Thanks for stopping in, guys. Eddie Fife, hello. Thanks for being here. Pam says 45 boats was in Sandusky. Oh, I got you. Man, that makes a big difference. They were, Key Cat was talking to a friend of mine. He said they were expecting 150 boats. I was like, yeah, I don't want no part of that.
Wow.
150 boats up there would have been a hot mess.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bowen. Hey, Roger, been catching them Asian carp up at the dam. I don't know if you're asking me or telling me, but they are, they're here. Asian. Well, we all know that the Asian carp have been in the Ohio River for a while, right? They've caught them here and there. But last week I went to the dam to catch bait, and there were 40 pounders laying dead all over the bank.
Oh, wow.
40 pounders dead everywhere. And, guys are snagging them. They're having the time of their life trying to fight them and get them in.
Yeah.
It's fun. I get it. I don't, honestly, I'm not familiar with Ohio's law. I'm going to assume because of such an invasive species that we are not supposed to turn them loose. Like
that's what I was going to ask, because I know in Louisiana, we have that law in place that if you catch one, don't put it back alive. You can't transport alive and can't put it back alive.
That's it. Eddie, they're up at Greenup Dam, buddy. They're making their way up through here. We've caught them in cast nets. We've seen them hopping out of the water just like they do anywhere else.
Yep.
But right now we got 2 messages last week. Zach and I did. He said, "Hey Kelly, what's going on, buddy? Sorry, we kind of stopped with the hellos there. We got Kevin can't be anglers. They can't be that far apart, can they? Can't have one
right there. They're right there.
Tim Molina, what's going on? Thank you. We've caught the Asian carp before, and here's Eric. What's going on, buddy? So we've known they've been here, and they've caught big ones, few and far between. But we got a message last week that said, "Hey, the shad are thick on the wall at the dam. Better get you some." I'm like, all right, we need some bait. What is your standing mandatory PFD while boat is moving during tournaments? Anytime the gas powered engine is on, you have to have your PFD on.
Yeah,
that's how that's supposed to work. Once you're stopped and it's off, you're free to take it off. And I would just recommend it to wear it, even though like we fish at the dam, right? It gets crazy, it gets rocking and rolling up there. Even though legally we don't have to have them on. I mean, for your safety, just use your best judgment. If you're in fast, swift water, you're in cold water, especially.
Yes,
we wear our PFDs more than we have to. I'm guilty. There's times that I forget to put it on, and we take off down the river or across the lake or something, and it happens. But due to the events and things that have happened here within the last year or two, PFDs are lifesavers, honestly, truly. Not to be dramatic about it, but
I know in our state, now every state's different. In our state, it is a law that if that big motor is running, you've got to have it on. It's not just a tournament thing for us. It's state law. Whether you're fishing, whatever, motor's on, got to have it on.
In all the tournaments I've been in, they expect you to wear your PFD at launch and en route. I don't think they really have a mandate for anything after that.
I got you.
But yeah, the boat is moving during tournament, I believe. Hey, there's Jim. I think Jim just got a new boat.
Ooh.
Yeah, I believe he just got a tracker. I can't remember what size it was.
Nice.
Little brother's in the house going wild. What's going on? What's up, buddy?
New boat usually equals new friends you didn't know you had that want to go fishing with you now.
Yeah.
Usually what that means.
Yeah. Rowdy Roy, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. Whisker Dreams. Hello. Jeremy, does August 12th work for you, buddy? Rat versus Boars 2 last year was fun.
Okay. Y'all see the comment. Now, I do not know yet. I'll be honest. I don't know. If I put it like this. If I'm off work, I'll be there. If I'm not off work, it'd be awfully hard to fish from the cab of that dozer. that's
BR's
my
in the house.
standpoint.
Hello, Mike Greenwell, Catfishing with Costs. I haven't seen you for a little while. Welcome in. Feels the water's creeping as always. Sean T's in the house. Eric, it's going to be 120 degrees in August.
yeah, that's a whole other thing.
That might be part of their plan. I don't know.
I was kind of maybe assuming I wasn't invited to this one after what happened last year, but I don't know.
Well, there you go.
I had to take my shot, right? I had to.
Hey, Roger. Hey, that's awesome. Glad you got them. I bought 2 new Mustangs for the boat, and those of you that don't know what that is, that's a name brand of inflatable life jacket. Yep. So Mustangs are some really Target V19 used. Hey,
yes.
I'm still proud of my 1983. So
I like it.
But yeah, that ought to put you out there and on them. Not that you guys had any trouble, really getting out on the water with your pontoon. You guys stayed on them and caught fish. So Lee Evans is in the house. Welcome in, buddy.
What's going on, Lee?
Let's see. Make sure we got through. Asians were jumping topside of Meldal, mostly from idling from spot to spot.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, buddy. As soon as I saw them big giant Asian carp laying on the bank down there, my heart sank. I'm like, man, that's the last thing we need is a big population of Asian carp. So we've got commercial guys taking all of our big fish out. And my understanding, and I don't know this is just by rumor and what I've understood, is that the Asian carp population will drive down the population of bait fish, and then will also dwindle your bigger fish species as well. So we got Asian carp knocking out the little fish and commercial guys knocking out our big fish. We're screwed.
Yeah. Look, we have a lot of the big Asian carps down here, and so far from what I can see, what all my commercial fishing buddies tell me, we haven't really seen any ill effects from it yet. It's still early in the game, but so far so good, other than being just really irritating going through shallow water. So they will hurt you. They will break stuff on the boat. Sean T knows what I'm talking about. It can get crazy.
I've been on the Mississippi. I was up pretty north, but the Asian carp jumped in our boat. The first time it happened, we thought it was funny. It was cool. It was like, oh my God, it's true. They look at these things, man. And I got a big, tall, my boat's tall. So when they get in my boat, they was in the air for a minute.
Yeah.
Thanks, JG Hill, man. Those comments like that is what keep us coming back week after week. And
absolutely, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that. First time he jumped in the boat, we thought it was cool. After that, not cool. They start tearing stuff up. They start beating the heck out of you. It's not cool after the first one. Jen, I know, daggone it. I was trying to read all the names as fast as I could, and I don't know.
Look, we're both having a moment tonight. We're just having a moment. Both.
We are off just a little bit. We got the lake pinned to the
more
top.
Off than we normally are.
Yeah.
To say that. More off than we normally are.
Yeah, you're right there, brother. That's a no win-win. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, that's why we got the link pinned to the top of the screen tonight. If anybody wants to jump in here and kind of bail us out on, we're just not on it today, apparently. Hooks and Hammocks, saw you come in. Uncle Lou saw you come in. Thank you guys for joining us. Size Matters Fishing. We got Dave Funk in the house, man. Dave Funk has had a freaking June to remember. I think he's up to 4. He may be at 5. I know 4 for a fact. 50-pound flatheads in the month of June.
Ooh, that's
out of the same reservoir.
That's awesome.
That dude is killing it. Now, we went up there and fished this last weekend. We had the chicken challenge that actually Hooks and Hammocks got big fish out of. I think they got I wrote down 14.37 fish, and they caught 7 fish total, I believe, plus a ringer at the end. But J-Dog, I believe, won with 10 fish on chicken. We went to Hoover Reservoir. Usually this time of year, All right, just 4 so far. Yeah, just 4 50-pounders. That's all.
Oh, that's all. Well,
Yeah. What are you slacking for?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's only the 20th though. We went up to Hoover this time of year. We typically do well with chicken up there. Some of you may have seen what I did with the chicken. Some of you may not. Well, first of all, let's do this, because I was proud of this, and I know that she's proud of this, and so I wanted to kind of share this right here real quick. Mm-hmm. This right here is
yes,
Pam, Sandra, and forgive me for, I can't remember your daughter's name, but first place youth division over here, first place big fish over here, and second place overall out of Team Feeling Caddy. So man, that just touches my heart. All female team, youth first place. I mean, it's, hang on just a second. Oh, looky here.
Speaking of which,
oh, go right ahead. I double dipped you.
I got it.
Uh-oh, you got to mute us in the background.
I did. You're muted.
Yep. I think we got you now.
Okay.
Right, we're good. All hail.
Hi guys.
We are not
What's
worthy.
going on?
Oh, sorry. I just thought I'd join in. Thanks for sharing that picture. But my daughter's name is Sammy, and yes, she won first place youth angler. Sorry. So sorry, I'm dyeing my hair. So I kind of got weird clips on my hair and everything, so it's kind of odd.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
So yeah, that was a fun trip.
If you don't mind, share with everybody what your strategy was and what drove you to just stick to your guns and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm confident in what I've decided to do. And obviously it paid off big time. Well,
okay. So in other events past, last year and early this year, we've come up with a plan. And every time we get on the water and everything, and usually it's those tournaments that allow you to launch early to go set up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I get a message going, what are you going to do? What's your plan? And someone will say, well, why don't you start over here instead? So I start second guessing what I'm doing. Or, I mean, this was never a King Cat tournament. So just so you know, I know the rules of that, but this was other tournaments. So, so I start second guessing my plan because I don't know the waters. So even though I spend hours, and I hope nobody on my job is listening to this, hours on my phone studying navionics and other stuff and try to come up with a game plan, because I cannot go pre-fish. I cannot take the time off to get on the water and spend a week or hire someone or have someone local take me out or whatever. So it's literally studying my phone. And I failed every time. We've either come just short of placing or we just fail miserably. So this time I was like, we went to Sandusky 3 weekends in a row. We were there last weekend and the weekend before. And the first weekend we took a veteran out and everything, and she had a blast, but I was kind of disappointed on the results. So the next weekend, Minotaur Hooks, Randy Carter came up and hung out with us. And we took him out and he caught his PB channel cap.
Nice.
And so it got better. And then so when we did that, I was like, this is kind of a good spot. I think next weekend, which was last weekend, we're going to do this area and we're going to just stick it out and we're going to do it. Well, of course, the day of, I had Kayak Mike on the boat with us. So he's like, if your first spot doesn't pan out, I have another idea. I was like, no, we're going to do my spot first and we'll see what happens.
Stick to it.
Yeah, I stuck to my guns and it worked out great. And so we stayed there for quite a while until my daughter was like, can we go fast?
She wanted to cool down.
Yeah.
She wanted to go. She just wanted to go for a boat ride. I mean, we caught our bag within the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the tournament,
Wow.
and we all caught our PBs like right away, and we just chilled the rest of the day. The rest of the day was just fun fishing. We just lotioned up with sun oil and sunscreen and
You guys were cooking
and
out and everything, weren't you?
yeah, we cooked out, and the rest of the day was just nothing but fun. I mean, it was like the most chill tournament that I've ever done. There was no stress. It was not like, okay, 15 more minutes and we're out of here, or you know how it is. You set your lines out, and no, we knew we were good. So I mean, yeah, we wanted to upgrade that 17-pounder, but at the end of the day, we already knew we were good.
Yeah, you knew you were in pretty good shape. Yeah.
Yeah, for channel cats, absolutely.
And you're calling 17-pound channels, you're in a good spot.
Exactly.
and that's a 3-fish weigh-in. So
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one. So Tyler, what was your big fish? I mean, I know, but I want everybody to know.
23.6. I already forgot. 23.65, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
That's a big channel cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was kind of cool because Scott Peavy, you know how they walk through the line and check your live wells and stuff, and
yeah,
he goes, and because he saw us when we when we loaded the boat, we made Mike get on Bluetooth so we can put on Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and we were us 3 girls in the boat, and he's driving around, and we're just in the back dancing and stuff. And we're like boat number 4 weighing in, and I mean, we've already got messages saying, you guys need to tone it down a bit or blah blah blah. I was like, look,
no,
as much money and time and effort, and I know all you other tournament anglers out there know how much this costs, and the emotional investment.
Mm-hmm.
Most importantly, on top of everything that you put into this, when you finally get that W, no matter what it is, whether it's big fish or youth angler, when you finally get that W, guys and girls react differently. But I know we were like on cloud 9, and I'm sorry if we offended anybody. I don't care. We had a great time, and that was how we reacted, and we're going to own it today. We're owning it. That's it.
Absolutely. Never apologize for that. Never.
I was gonna say, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I'll tell you that most of the guys want to do the exact same thing, but their pride and their manlyhood just gets in the way. They just don't want to act a fool and be made fun of by their friends. Some of us don't care. Zach and I, we'll still hoot and holler, high five, fist bump. Don't care.
You better believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to celebrate it because that is a win that we're gonna take. And by God, that was. I mean, I cried once everything settled down. We got back to our campsite, and all the emotions started setting in. Dude, I literally just started crying because I was like, oh my God, this is happening. This happened. This was amazing to me. It was awesome.
When it all just comes together, it's magic when that happens.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. I was literally on the verge of quitting. I'm not quitting, but after, what was it? I don't remember if it was after the veterans event or whatever, but I said, I'm going to just do the Rising Sun tournament, and then I'm done. I'm done for 2024 because something is missing. I know how to do all the things. Yeah. We work together great as a team, but something is missing, and I wanted to take a year off to figure it out. We needed this win.
Yeah.
Because I literally lost my fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if anything, this event proved to trust your instincts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust your instincts and stick with a good plan. Shouldn't have to change. Just stick with it and go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Amen to that. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having a plan B or C or whatever when things just because that it happens. But your results in past events may have been different had you stuck to your guns and believe your gut. Right. There's not. I mean, you guys are good anglers. I mean, I know you and I've had this conversation on the side. To me, you're a great angler, and you happen to be a female. you're not just a female angler.
Exactly.
In my opinion, you work hard, you put in the time, you put in the work, and you're a great example to a lot of other anglers, and especially female. You hopping up and down, having a good time on the boat and just playing. Imagine what that probably looked like to other female anglers. They're like, dude, that looks like fun.
Yep.
You're not just along for the ride. You're not just somebody's partner. You're kicking ass and taking names.
Yep.
And I think that you guys should continue to rock it out and have a good time. And if you're not having a good time, then it's time to think of something else.
Yeah.
Right. And it was getting to that point. It really was getting to that point.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, everybody has a different agenda and a different, different quality of life. And when you're missing something, you got to figure out what it is.
Yeah, exactly. 100% agreed.
So, but I say you guys keep rocking out, keep singing, keep dancing, keep doing you. And, people don't like it, so what?
Yeah.
You can't make everybody happy. You can only control your own happiness. So
that's right.
Hey, they ain't nobody paying you gas, paying you tackle, paying everything. So you know what? They don't get to tell you what to do either. Exactly.
Thank you.
I'll tell you.
I hope they're all watching this too. Just saying.
There you go.
We've talked about her, on and other shows and stuff, and talk about just great example of females. But I've seen Pam pack up and she's all over the country. I've seen her, show up in Alabama, show up at the Sea Arc Invitational, show up at, all over the place. She just packs up, puts in the work, and goes and grinds. And you may get the results and you may not, just like the rest of us. I don't know what me and Zach's issue is. We can catch fish the rest of the year. We put us in a tournament. Forget it. Forget it.
Right.
But
there's going to be a lot of studying coming up here soon for the Rising Sun tournament, because it's game on now, boys. Us girls are coming after you. You better watch out.
I like it.
You guys were warned. I don't have any idea what I was going to look up next.
I don't know.
But I already had Pam's trophies and stuff pulled up on the side, because I knew that was a topic I wanted to talk about tonight.
Heck yeah.
And, even better, you pop up here and share the story with us.
I love hearing the backstory of it. It's one thing to see the results, but like to hear the whole backstory, and especially blasting the music in the weigh-in line. Oh,
it's kind of funny because we were talking to some of the guys, and the guys that were like around us, but they weren't like anywhere near us, but they were around us. They were saying, "Yeah, we heard you screaming." Wait, sometimes you just have to show me. Yeah, amen to that.
Yeah.
So they were like, "Yeah, we heard you," and I'm just like going, because you saw the video. I'm pretty sure you've seen my reel of me catching that 23-pounder.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sandra's screaming, I'm screaming, we're dancing and just like quick footing and everything, just all over that boat. It was awesome. And everybody's like, "Yeah, we heard you."
Yeah. I got to admit, sometimes Zach and I, when we've got boats right on top of us, or we've got guys on the bank that are, whatever, we put a little show on when we catch the fish.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Especially if somebody rolls in on top of us and we're like, "Dude, really?" And we start catching fish. We're like, "Yeah, we're going to make sure they know it." Yep. What's up, Jerry? Thanks for tuning in. We got Pontoon Jody also in the house. Another great example, female angler, Jody, just puts in the work, just gets it done, catches the bait, puts in her time, good example. There you go. What's Pam's page? We can put, so you got Feeling Caddy. Let me see if I can find it and get it for you.
If not, one of the mods might be
Facebook. I'm not active on my YouTube. If you want to put my TikTok or my Facebook link on there, that'd probably be even better.
There you go.
Probably TikTok's better.
TikTok, she says it is.
Yeah.
The dark side.
The ticky-tacky.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah,
it's
not
a
at all.
Controversial topic at times, but the way I see it, if I could get on TikTok and make money and have a good time and whatever, that's where I'd be. It just so happens.
You better believe it.
I'm just not that guy.
I don't even know how to do it. Sandra and I went live on TikTok, and somebody gave us a whole bunch of diamonds.
That was your video. Don't give me that look. That's your video.
I don't know what you had going on in the background. I didn't want to ask.
That was my Mac Pats video.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I tried to grab your TikTok link from your Facebook page, but instead it just wants to play your videos.
Get us in trouble, Roger.
Yeah.
I know.
We got a copyright strike.
Doesn't matter.
Blame it on me. It usually happens.
You got a lot of great comments in the chat here. Hey, Telly. Carrying the team this weekend.
Been keeping up. We did.
Hey, Telly.
We did have a couple of questions way back in chat.
I seen one about spawn from Richard.
Richard was asking about something different during the spawn. And I can tell you now, I am not the one to help you with that one because I struggle big time during the spawn. I can't, when they start spawning, I can't find fish. I'll be honest with you. I don't know where they go. Mine spawn in the woods, apparently. I don't know where they go.
Well, here's my 2 cents on spawn, and then I'll let Pam talk if she wants. My 2 cents on spawn is this: only the females are dropping the eggs, right, and then they leave. Right, it does take a little bit of time for them to find a suitable partner. All right, there is a process that goes through to find a mate, and it's more about the structure and the home than it is the actual male. It's the nest they've built. But once that female finds that, she drops eggs, she's back out, she's ready to eat again. So if you just, for math purposes, 50% of the fish are females, the females pretty much drop eggs and they're back out in the community ready to keep doing their thing. The males, not all males are going to make nests. Not all males are going to get a female to lay eggs. So not all the males are even going to be on a nest. So that means of the 50%, a portion of those are not going to be on nest either. So now you're at just entertain the idea. 60% of the fish are now available to be caught. 40% of the fish are now on nest. The gestation period for blue cat's eggs, I believe, is 3 weeks. I believe it's 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the time they spawn till the fries hatch, till the male will actually leave the fry. And I believe it's 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks, 40% of the males are not going to be, you're not going to be able to get them. I don't know what I missed.
I read Danny's comment. I ain't posting it. I just read it in the chat. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I'm just leaving it there.
Yeah. Thanks, Danny. Hey, thank you, Chrissy and Matt. They're both dropping your link for the your TikTok, and then Matt went ahead and dropped your YouTube. So thanks, Matt. Want to be outdoors. Appreciate that, brother. And Chrissy Brown, appreciate you too. I got sidetracked. So in my opinion, spawn, we are suspend drifting if we've got flow. If we do not, we're dragging baits. The point is we're covering a lot of water.
Yeah.
We pretty much won't anchor at this stage in the game. Unless we're flathead fishing and we're set up on some structure and we're just specifically targeting flatheads. Otherwise, we're suspend drifting, and I'll add, do not be afraid to go shallow, right? You see all these videos coming out this time of year of noodlers, right? People go up and grab the fish. Guess where they're at, right? They're 3 to 8 feet deep. So if the fish are looking to spawn 3 to 8 feet deep, and that's where they're spending a lot of their time, the females are cruising looking for nests. The males are making nests. Fish are moving around in that 3 to 8 foot of water. Don't be afraid to fish that shallow. And post spawn is donkey bait time. Yeah, post spawn is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, post spawn. I'm getting it. I go big or go home. But right now I'm actually using smaller baits. Pam, what do you got to say to that?
I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, during spawn, I try not to fish during spawn at all, but I agree with you spreading boards out, covering more water because they're not isolated at this point. They're getting out trying to find whatever they can at this moment. The males, I mean the females anyway,
Yep.
because they're hungry. I mean, God, pregnant woman giving birth, come on, you're hungry. You want to eat. So,
Good point. I like it. I like it.
yeah, so yeah, she's gonna find food anywhere. So yeah, that's your advice is pretty much on point.
Yeah, and that a lot of that's my opinion. The gestation period and the numbers. The numbers are just for mathematical purposes, just to get your mind working. I didn't look up, statistics and all that, but fish for eaters during spawn or target other species while waiting on spawn to end. That's an option as well.
Yeah, and see that's kind of
but
where
a good
I'm at
time
with
to-
spawn is usually during the spawn the fishing gets tougher naturally, but I've got other species that we chase every year that the bite is really, really hot. So it works out good for me. It gives me an excuse to break away and go do those other things and then come back to the catfish.
What are you fishing for?
Alligator gar and apparently now bull sharks.
I want to get an alligator gar.
Yep, we will be doing that in the next couple of weeks, trying to put now all the CPR fishermen out there. You might not want to watch me alligator gar fish because we are grocery shopping. That's not a catch and release kind of deal. I'll tell you that right now.
Sandra, if you're still on here, we're going down to Creole's because we're going to go catch some alligator gar.
Be prepared.
Do it.
It's a
the
journey.
Alligator gar and the sharks pretty much happen at the same time of year, so we can maybe double down on that.
I'm down. Can I bring my boat or are we getting on yours?
Hey, I got mine. You can bring yours. It don't matter. I can fish 5 adults in my boat, so I got room.
Road trip. Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go. Sandra says, yes, girl, I'm down.
Yay!
I'm telling you, these girls, they got it, man. They decide they're going to do something. They load up and roll out.
You think Jerry is joking here? That's probably what's going to end up happening on the show this coming weekend.
Shark Week.
That's probably what's going to happen. Yep.
I used to hate that week.
Yeah.
I went gar fishing this past weekend, says Matt.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That sounds like fun. We went last week. Zach and I went to go catch some bait for this upcoming weekend, and we got out. Man, we started targeting bluegills and stuff. Man, we had such a blast catching bluegills and caught some couple crappie. And I was like, man, I need to come back around and get some of these suckers to take home and eat.
Yeah.
So.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to call it because I gotta wash this stuff out of my hair before it falls off. So
yeah.
Let me come aboard, and it was good talking to you guys.
Hey, we appreciate
it. You guys take care.
All right, thank you. Well, that was it.
Whoa. There we go. That's a little bit better. I feel better with you on that side. I don't know why. I feel better with you over there.
Over there, okay.
Over there.
Well, that was a special treat. Obviously, we wanted to talk about the success that they had. J-Dog, if he's watching, he's probably not watching. He don't love me no more.
I know, right?
He got so big, you know what I mean? He blew up. He's probably going to TikTok too.
I know, he's all like he's a famous pro staffer now, and he's too good for us now. I tell you.
Yeah. But J-Dog and Chris and Telly stuck it out on the Ohio River and represented well. Made me wish that I had stuck to the Ohio River as well.
Read that comment and then try to sleep tonight. That's
what?
Yeah. Oh boy, that'll haunt your nightmares right there. Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, Marty's dead on there. Crappie heads and bluegill heads make great bait. Yeah, you get to eat the fillets and there you go. You get bait. It's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a twofer. It's a twofer. We had another question. I'm not. It's about 2 miles up in chat. And don't get me wrong. This is one of those questions that you could make an entire series of shows about. But in the interest of quick answers, somebody did ask the question of what are some of the biggest differences between river fishing and reservoir fishing? In the way you fish. I know my quick answer, my main answer is to me, on a river, everything I do to locate fish, how to set up on them, how to throw out, how to do everything I do, how the fish behave is all based on current. Current is my number one thing that controls everything those fish do year round. That is the number one contributing factor to everything I do is current.
Yep.
Now, on a reservoir, I know Roger fishes a lot more reservoirs than I do.
Yeah.
He can maybe tell you what's that big controlling factor on the reservoirs.
For me, it is actually kind of still flow. So here's the thing: on a reservoir that doesn't normally have flow, if we get a big rainstorm and all of a sudden feeder creeks are flowing, that's going to make a huge difference. I'm going to target feeder creeks that are flowing, that are feeding into a reservoir, because that's not something that they see on a normal basis. And you'll be surprised at how many fish will flock to those areas. Yep. However, without any flow, it depends on the time of year. I'm targeting structure. I'm targeting, bait. Depends on, what they're feeding on at the time, water temperature. We're coming in the time of year where we got to start thinking about thermocline and all that here soon. And so there's huge differences. Thermocline, on the most part, I know in some parts of the country you can get a thermocline on a river, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
So that's not even an option there. Whereas lakes and reservoirs, that's a huge concern. That will completely change the way you fish, because the oxygen is depleted below that line, and you're not going to catch a fish on the bottom.
Yeah.
They can't go down there. So the flow will pretty much dictate where the bait goes, in a river, which will also dictate where your fish are going to be. Like he said, how to set up on them, where to even start looking for them. You got to start eliminating water before you ever leave the house.
Yeah, exactly.
The dam is right here, right down the road from me. And I look at the dam every day, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, just to keep up with what is going on. And there's been times that if Zach was watching right now, he'd chime in and agree. There's been times where we've been out doing stuff, working, and look at the dam, and boom, there's a big spike, and it's like, we're going fishing right now. Load up, let's go. Because a huge change, had happened. They had started releasing water for one reason or another. And so it completely dictates what we're doing. Right now, the flow is pretty low. The high river is down pretty far. And, War Pig. Thanks, man. I had that pulled up here to talk about. Tommy asked me to remind everybody. Huge difference is the flow and where it's going to make your fish want to be. And that's going to be also based on where your bait is. It's old school logic, follow the bait and you find the fish. Tommy sent me a message and said that let me get the times for you real quick. Because I had it pulled straight up here on the screen. Willie Smith is running the Rocky Fork tournament at July 8th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. So this is a nighttime tournament out of Rocky Fork. I might do that one. July 8th from 6 p.m. to 1 a.m. And there was a lot of folks that in our community that we talked to that did well at the Cabela's Sandusky event. Bob Kilkenny, which is a friend of ours, he got 3rd place in that event, and then Bink Fox, who you guys know is a dear friend of mine, they got 4th place. Him and John Ritter. So, a lot of our local guys here.
I'll argue that point. I would say the opposite. I can find you bait way faster in a river than I can a lake because I don't fish lakes hardly ever. So I would argue that point. I can show me a big current seam coming off a point on the bank. I'll catch you some bait real quick.
Yeah. It depends on what type of bait it is, but I kind of agree with Eddie. I can get, so it's, for instance, we wanted to get bait. We went to the lake. We went to Paint Creek Lake. They were actually cranking out about 1,000 CFS out of there. And I'm telling you, it's just a pipe sticking out of the bottom of a lake. All right. It's just a pipe sticking out, and about the big as your truck, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it was rolling 1,000, and it was crazy current water, but we still got bait out of there.
Yeah. Now, Ed Evans brings up a very good point. There are two different kind of rivers. There's non-tidal, which is what I fish, and then the tidal rivers. And he's right. A tidal river, that is a whole different animal right there compared to what I'm used to.
Yeah. I've fished the James just a handful of times now, and the tidal river gives you, man, it's crazy. You think about, the flow. The flow runs one way for about 6 hours, and then turn around and go the other way. Then you got slack tide, you got rising tide, you got falling tide, you got peak. So there's a lot of contributing factors that are changing all day as you're trying to fish. Water levels going up, water levels going down. So it's crazy. This comment here, river flatheads are more muscular from fighting the current. Lake flatheads are more fat from eating chicken. But I will tell you, for instance, Paint Creek never uses the dam, do they? They do. There are times when the dam actually does get used. Most of their water flow is controlled by the Corps of Engineers at the spillway. So we go to the spillway, and that's pretty much where I get all my shad. Yeah, the spillway is pretty much what controls everything. But Dale's right. Zach and I went down and fished the Tennessee River Challenge. I don't even know. Oh, it was a meet and greet, and we've gone down Tennessee River. I can tell you, we catch fish out of the Tennessee River, and they're good fish, but they don't fight anything like a river fish.
Yeah, it is different.
It's different. It's a river fish does seem to have a lot more fight in them. Does seem to be more muscular.
Yeah. I think they're strong. Like I'm going to say let's go by length here. I'm going to say for the same length fish, I think the river fish are stronger. I think they fight harder, but because of that, they tend to weigh a little less than the same length fish coming out of a lake reservoir somewhere that really doesn't see any current. That's my experience.
Yeah. Right there, Marty says St. Jude's Bass and Cat Tournament October 7th. So we got some time to think about that one. McFarland Park below Wilson Dam on Tennessee River to benefit St. Jude's. So we'll have time to dig into that one. My brother says Paint Creek uses the dam daily. I think he's talking about the spillway. I can tell you that they don't use the dam daily.
Okay.
But they do use the spillway daily, and that's what most people consider the dam out there, just because the dam is hardly ever used.
I got you.
It does get to that limit at times, but that lake, that reservoir is made as a huge holding tank for rainwater. They hold it all back, and then they disperse it, at will, because there's so much community on the creek downriver that they can't flood them out. So they will hold it back. And at some point, if they hold enough of it back, it will flow over the dam. So,
it's that time of year.
There you go.
we might be putting on one Saturday night. We'll just have to see. Because Saturday evening, 4 p.m. it's going to be on Danny's channel. We are doing our 50th episode of the River Rat Show, and we are celebrating 50 episodes with zero skunks in 50 episodes. So we got a lot. We got quite the long list of prizes we're giving away. Got a special guest host going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, Michael Winters adds that you're not just fighting the fish, you're also fighting current. So I agree with that.
In that strong current, a 40 will feel like an 80.
Yeah.
The only thing that's bad about that, I'll laugh about this so much. In that strong current, man, you just, oh my God, this is our new boat record. This is a massive fish. And a 40, 45 comes up and you get disappointed because it's like, oh man, I thought that fish was way bigger than that. Because the current makes them seem so big.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bill Hopper there was mentioning pumpkin seeds. I don't know how many pumpkin seeds I caught. I don't know if you guys know what that is down your way, or what we call pumpkin seed here.
That is that the green sunfish?
Really bright. It's mostly orange and green.
You know what? I think we call them the same thing, I believe. Well, down here they're all brim, but I've heard people call them that, I believe.
Really?
Yep, I've heard people call them that. If it's the same ones I'm thinking, they got really, really, really pretty colors, like all speckled behind the gills.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was trying to get Demon Dragons to give me a pumpkin seed color and muskrat
I got you.
A muskrat version. Let me see if I can get
pumpkin seed. Oh, Danny's educating. Pumpkin seed or not green sunfish, two different things. Okay, no, I got you. Freddie, what's going on, Freddie?
Well, I don't know why. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they're all brim to me. That's kind of how I look at it.
They call it a pumpkin seed sunfish, is what.
Okay.
That's not a very good picture of it, though. Let's see if I can find you a better one real quick.
Let's see, there we go. Yeah, especially the fish that we catch bumping below that big hydro in that heavy current. Yeah. Oh man, they're already mad because they're bumping fish, and they're strong.
There you go. That's a pumpkin seed there.
I tell you, I don't know if I've ever caught one with that color pattern on it. I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Dude, we may. I find it hard to believe that we don't have that around here. I just can't remember ever catching one like that. Not with that pattern. Yeah, I'm used to the green sunfish that have like just the speckles right behind the gills. That's the ones I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, these ones here. I mean, these pictures aren't even nowhere near as bright, except for the one I showed you. We've got some in the bait tank that are just crazy bright.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe we don't have them, but for the life of me, I don't ever remember catching one.
Hey, Skip's in here, Clearview Outdoors. What's going on, buddy? He says he's listening and driving. Freddie's Outdoor Adventures in here. Thanks for stopping in, fellas. Yeah, he says bait. Yeah, I love pumpkin seeds, especially for flatheads. Yeah, Paint Creek. I went last week, and we were trying to catch bluegill, and I actually caught more pumpkin seeds and warmouth than I did actual bluegill.
Yeah,
I mean, they were just tearing me up.
Now those are fun to catch. Now we call those goggle eye around here, but the warmouth, oh man, they are fun to catch. You get in a pile of them.
Yeah, they get a little bit of size on them, man. Those things are wild. Like I absolutely love both the pumpkin seed and the warmouth for flathead catfish. And the pumpkin seed, I feel like the vibrant colors, because the flathead, it does use his sight. They are a sight fisher. They are.
Yep, we do. We do have those.
Flatheads are more actually like largemouth bass than they are most of the catfish community. If you think about their design and makeup and the way they hunt, they're an ambush predator. They attack from below. They have a huge underbite, and most of their feeding happens in less than 9 foot of water. Now, I know we catch them. I know we all catch them deeper, but studies have shown. Matter of fact, Ted Ellenbecker is the one that one of the people that was involved with the research that went along. They started tracking flatheads and put devices on them and track flatheads to see what their movement is and where they feed. And it it was found that the majority, obviously not all, there's no absolutes in fishing, but the majority were found fit in less than 9 foot of water.
It makes sense though. I mean, they're built for that, because if you look at the way their head is shaped, like you said, not only with having that massive underbite, which leads itself to feeding upwards, but just look where their eyes are. Where their eyes are placed on their head is more towards the top. They're made to look up, because someone said that in a live stream at some point. It might have been Ted Ellerbecker that said that. I don't remember. But if you want to know the way a fish feeds and the direction it feeds, look at where its eyes are placed. Yeah. That'll tell you everything about how a fish feeds, is where its eyes are located on its head.
Yeah. Bill's making me, man, this is my old school roots right here, man. I love catching hornyhead chubs, creek chubs, all these other, varieties of fish to get out and fish with. I've been in the rut of doing the same thing over and over again, which is, shad. Moon eye is actually probably my favorite bait right now this time of year, is moon eye. But yeah, there's all these other baits. The problem is where I live now, I'm not familiar with this area. I don't know anyone down here besides Zach. And so I don't have permission to really go set traps and run stuff like I used to.
I got you.
That's a great question, Skip. He says, I wonder if that study was done on rivers or lakes. I believe it was done in rivers, but I can't guarantee that.
I was waiting for it. I got to remember that one. They're all the same color when you take them out of the grease. Yeah. Oh, boy.
Once they go the Crisco Disco, they're all about the same.
Yeah, they're all about the same color at that point. Oh, God, Dad. Killing me. He's right, though. Oh, boy.
Crappie is the same. Yeah, you want to fish above them?
Yep.
Give me a second here. All right, give me a second here. I got to step away for a second. Give me just a minute.
Oh, that's fine. Actually, got a decent question here from JG. I remember Epic talking about this, and I've heard this from a few other people as well that kind of get into the science of this. It's the amount of available daylight. That's really what the calendar is for catfish, and really, it's for everything. It's not just temperature. It's not just time of year. It's not quite that simple, but the amount of hours of daylight, that's really the calendar that the fish go by for everything. They definitely go by it for the spawn, with a couple of other factors in there like water temperature, things like that. But amount of daylight at that time of year, that is their main contributing factor of when fish decide they're gonna go into certain patterns, and not just the spawn. But it's like that for that. It's like that for your post-spawn bite. When they want to go into their fall pattern to feed up for the winter, well, you got diminishing daylight. That's what sets them. It sets those things in motion, and things like water temperatures can be triggers that as well. But the amount of available daylight, that is the number one thing that they go by. Number one thing. I don't think I've ever used common carp for catfish bait. I don't know. I think it's one of the few things I haven't used. But those Asian carp, I've caught a lot of fish on Asian carp. On that. Now I know he really don't watch us on Thursday nights. And you see, I had inside information, Freddie. I had inside information on that one, because somebody sent me some pictures, about a week ago? Something like that you were dropping those weights. It's awesome. I like it. Moon phase for catfish, I don't think so. Now, something that I was told with panfish is that this time of year, when they started getting on beds, they actually bed every full moon.
That's
during
true.
The summer. I think I remember James Dockery saying that, if I remember right. If memory serves. Somebody said that.
I've heard that a lot in the past.
Yeah.
that they spawn every full moon. I think Richard Gene also said it in one of his videos.
That's what I'm thinking of. It was Richard Gene. You're right. It was him.
And Jeremy answered the daylight question right. The only word he was missing is green growing days.
See,
green growing days is actually green growing days actually dictate everything. They dictate when the grass is going to grow. They dictate when your plants are going to when your plants are going to spot. They dictate when the bees are going to pollinate. Right, and so we all know without honeybees, we're dead.
That's right.
We may have a genetic way to get around that. I don't know, but
not really.
Everything is ran off of green growing days. Huh?
Yeah.
So deer, people talk about the rut and the dates, and it's all about green growing days. It all has to do with the amount of daylight, but the amount of daylight is determined by green growing days. Yeah. So if you really want to dig into the nitty gritty of that topic, take a look at green growing days in that calendar, and you'll be surprised at just how accurate it is. Danny Parker uses 3-pound carp to make 2 baits.
Yeah. Hey, but he's got the fish to show for it, though.
Yeah. Whatever he's doing, keep doing it because it works.
Yeah, it is working.
Moon phase does actually have a lot of effect on fish. You will actually hear, I know that Tim Scott has also talked about this as well. Actually, Dave Funk has mentioned it as well here lately with all these flatheads he's catching. You wouldn't believe it, but the moon being in the sky and being visible will actually slow a bite down. And what some guys are finding is that if they get on the backside of a hill where the moon is blocked, behind a tree line where the moon is blocked, even a ledge that if you could use the sun or the moon's penetration and the ledge drops and you could get your baits down, anything that can block the moonlight. I don't fish as much at night anymore like I used to, but all of these things are being spoken about as being a contributing factor and increasing the bite window by getting out of the direct moonlight. So,
okay,
is there truth behind it? I'm telling you that reliable sources, people that I trust, believe so, and that's good enough for me because I can't prove it otherwise.
How else do the fish know that it's there? They got to be able to see the light coming from it, So if you're in a spot where the light ain't shining, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Something about the gravitational pull, which Marty is already dead on with. We have the best bite when the moon is overhead, day or night, and I've actually used to use that as a window for deer movement. Is when if I could see the moon at noon, the deer are on their feet.
Okay.
And I don't know if it had to do with the gravitational pull of the moon, if it's just a phase, or if it's just some weird coincidence that made me believe that. But I felt that there was enough truth in it that I got out in the woods. When I could see the moon at noon, I was in the woods.
I got you.
And fishing the shade of the moon. You're right. That's, like I said, that's Epic Catfish believes in it. Did they say? Yeah, you go fish where the sun don't shine, Danny.
Yeah, there you go, Danny. Tune in to the next live.
Oh yeah, the bite will be on fire as soon as the moon hits the water. It turns off. Yeah. So Justin, a lot of these guys have spent time on the water, and Justin, we all know that Justin fishes hard.
Oh yeah.
These guys know that there is a definite factor when it comes to the moon. Whether it is the gravitational pull, whether it has to do with, the actual light, just weird chemicals in the air that make you grow fangs and shoot hair out of places.
Yeah, you never know. I was watching something today at work. I was from miles and miles away. I could see this storm coming towards us. And right where we're working, there's these bunch of big, it looks like little lakes, but they're borrow pits. They were dug a very long time ago to build the levees, and the river floods them more often than not. Not every year, but pretty close. There's fish all in these things. And I'm watching the storm coming, and I'm always looking at these pits to see if I see anything. That pit had been dead calm all morning. No movement, no nothing. When I could see that storm coming, I mean, it was just nothing but activity on the water. I know some of it was Asian carp, some of it was alligators, but there's just fish activity everywhere. And it got more and more and more until it started raining. When it started raining, then all the activity quit. It was amazing just to kind of sit there and watch this happen.
And just what I know, I would assume that was a barometer. That was directly, direct indication of the barometer dropping.
Mm-hmm.
The wives' tale is, or the fact of the matter is, that when the pressure's high, the fish are low. When the pressure's low, the fish are high. They have less pressure. Now, there also is a lot to be said about pressure having less effect on fish around large, hard structures. So dams, concrete, rock, barometric pressure seems to have less effect around those big, hard areas than soft, subtle areas. I can't remember who I picked that up from. That may have been another Tim Scott episode. I'm scared. We need to get Tim Scott back on here. We need another midnight show.
We're going to do that on a day when I have off the next day.
Good.
We need plenty of time to go over all the information, because I am not cutting Epic short. I'm not doing that. I refuse.
There you go. But man, we filled up an hour and we had nothing to talk about coming in. We knew that we have a great community here. Man, we're so thankful that you guys tune in with us on Tuesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
You guys always bring up great questions and information, sharing information with us, and making that what it is. We knew that we could come on tonight, and Pam was the only one that took the bait and jumped up on screen with us, but that's all right. It was an honor having her on here. Freddie said he said nitpick. I don't know if I want to open that.
Don't share it, just in case. You never know. You can't trust in bait shop guys.
Oh yeah, he sent me a couple of those pictures. He sent me those pictures. I think a week or so ago.
Yeah. So I said last week I got a little teaser of what he had going on. They look nice. I like them.
Well, be ready, big boy, because there's a good chance we'll have Tim Scott on the show Saturday. Uh-oh.
That's right. I do believe he will be one of our special guests. He might be fishing with us for a while. We haven't got the full details just yet, but it's shaping up to be a really good show.
Freddie, if you want me to bring that up on panel, I can.
If we don't die of heat exhaustion first, it's going to be a good show.
That's entirely up to you, buddy. I've got her up and ready.
Well, in the meantime, do we want to give people a clue about next week's show, or are we going to just make them wait and tease them for a while?
I don't know. I think it'd be pretty sharp to just to give them a little hint, at least what's going on. Because I pride ourselves for being on the cutting edge of catfishing information. So next week's will be a good show. Yeah, that's a pretty sharp way to put it. I like it. I try to stay sharp. I tried to. Doesn't always work. I try to stay sharp. But the good thing is knowing if we do get dull, that there's always somebody there to sharpen us back up and bring back the edge and bring back our shine. That's right. There's always a way. All right. Well, because he's talking about dragon weights dropping on our site. Yeah. There you have it. And
Now, you really think it's an accident, the 2 colors that he chose to put in that picture?
No.
You killing me, Freddie.
Why do you call him crappy, though?
He knows my weakness. He knows my weakness.
Let me see if I can get that next picture up. And there you go for the other ones there. Sizes 2, 3, and 4 ounce. So FOA, Custom and Gear, just continues to grow and grow, bringing you lots of options. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., new show time. That's right. Guest is Turtle Lady, Kelly Bullock, and Kevin will be on at a new time. I gotta admit that I forgot about it. I came up here to my computer. I'm usually getting set up and ready for our show, and I usually turn them guys on and try to jump in and show some support to those guys. I came up here, turned it on, looked for them. I was like, well, shoot, they're tomorrow night.
Yep, that's right. Everything is different now.
Yeah. So, new night and time, 8 o'clock. So happy to see you guys get that spot, and looking forward to more episodes out of you all. And then, like I said, again, FOA, cranking out new gear always. He's just on the roll. I've used the 4. Creole,
I will mention it. If somebody wants to go to Dieter's channel and check out the latest video that he made, the latest podcast, Dieter is addressing some issues. I'm going to leave it at that. In Dieter Melhorn style, he is addressing some issues. So I'll let y'all go watch the video and check out the comment section. It's worth it.
Colorful.
It's definitely worth it.
Some guys are in it just for the entertainment. Some guys are in it for the attention. Some guys just don't care.
I will say this, and this is all I'm going to say about it. I wish that I had nothing better to do than to worry about what's being worried about. You know what I mean? I wish I had nothing else to do, that my life was that simple. I got bigger fish to fry, so you know what I mean?
Hey, there's Paula Smith. What's going on, Paula?
Yeah, Paula.
You're coming in at your alarm must be set to your time, because we're wrapping things up and getting ready to head out. So, but it's always great to hear and see from Paula. And as we was actually tonight, first half of the show, kind of highlighting strong female anglers, and
yep.
I don't even like saying it like that. You heard the way I put it earlier to Pam.
Exactly.
Great anglers who happen to be female. Because
that's right.
The fact that they're female doesn't mean nothing to the fish, and it really doesn't mean anything to me. I think it's cool when that. It sure don't mean nothing to those fish.
I know that. Huh? Those fish don't know the difference.
No, the fish don't care. They don't care about nothing. But you know how we feel about that.
Nothing about that bait.
Another great example of hard work, determination, and will to get out there and get it done. There we go. Paula says, full of energy and hitting the water this week, full blast. Man, that warms my heart.
Look out, Ken.
That warms my heart, man.
Look out, Ken.
Yeah, buddy. We need to come back down and spend some more time with Paula. We went down, Zach and I went down and stayed with Paula and Ken for a few days. And man, they treated us like royalty down there. Had a good, man, love their location, back off the wood, off the grid, in the country. Shoot, we enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. Yep. But Ken isn't allowed to go. Wow. Bugman says he's been listening all the way home. Good show. Hey, man, thanks for that. We appreciate it. Eddie Five's heading out, and we're going to head out too, guys. We got a great show lined up for you next week. Make sure to tune in. We got a special guest set up and ready. We're not just going to throw a dart at the wall like we did tonight and see what sticks.
We'll be a little more sharp next week.
We'll try to be a little sharper next week. And bring you guys some cutting edge information.
That's right.
So there we go. All right, guys, we're going to head out of here. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Same cat time, same cat channel. Catch you all on the next cast.
Bon pêche, everybody.